Hello, this is Mr. Fischel, your teacher, and this is Learning Target 5. I can identify slope and write equations of a line parallel and perpendicular through a point not on the line. And this is video number 2. So let's do some extra practice because, as you know, tomorrow is the quiz. Tomorrow the quiz will be over this learning target and learning target 4. So please study, study, study. All right. So we're looking at this problem. You could please write this down. Please write this down. Okay. We want to go through the point 4, 2 and have a line that's parallel to y equals negative 3/4 x minus 5. What does parallel to mean? Oh, sorry. Let's look at this one right here. My mistake. So we're going to go through the point 4, 2 parallel to the equation y equals a negative 3/4 x minus 5. Parallel to means it has the same slope. So the slope here is a negative 3/4. All right. So we start off with y equals mx plus b. I plug in, remember this is my x and this is my y. So I plug in 2 for my y. Slope is negative 3/4. My x is going to be 4 plus b. All right. Now, I'm going to first of all multiply these two together. And when I do that, negative 3/4 times 4 is going to be negative 3. I'm going to add 3 to each side. So b is going to equal 5. Right? So now I know my b is 5 and my slope is negative 3/4. So my new equation is going to be y equals negative 3/4 x plus 5. Okay, let's try another one. Now let's try this one, the one that you probably started writing down earlier. Sorry about that. So we have the equation y equals mx plus b. That's our slope-intercept form of an equation. Want it parallel to, so that means the slope is going to be 3/4, whatever is in front of the x. This is our x and this is our y, right? So we plug in 0 for y. Slope is 3/4. The x value is negative 4 plus b. So you have 0 is equal to 3/4 times negative 4 is going to be negative 3. I add 3 to both sides to get b by itself. So b is going to equal 3. So my equation is y equals 3/4 x plus 3. All right, let's try another one. Go through the point 2, 0 parallel to y equals 1/3 x plus 3. Slope is 1/3. Y equals mx plus b. This is my x and this is my y. Plug in 0 for y. Slope is 1/3. X is 2 plus b. So I multiply these two together, I get 2/3. Now I subtract 2/3 from each side. So b equals a negative 2/3. And I know my slope is already 1/3. So my equation is y equals negative 2/3. Oh, I'm sorry. That's a mistake. Let's try that again. Y is equal to 1/3 x minus 2/3. And that's another parallel one. Now, let's change it up. Let's, instead of doing parallel, let's cross that out. And let's do perpendicular. That's going to change things up quite a bit. And here's why. Look at the slope of this equation. It's -5/2, right? Well, to be perpendicular, the slope we need to use has to be the opposite reciprocal. So that means I have to flip this. So I flip the 5 and the 2. It becomes 2/5. And you see how this was negative, this becomes positive. So this is our new slope that we're going to use, not this one. All right, so let's try it. Same process we were using, but with this slope. So we always start off with y equals mx plus b. This is our x and this is our y. So I plug in 4 for the y. Slope is 2/5, sorry. The x is -2. Plus b. Multiply these two together. If 4 is equal to 2/5 times -2, you could do this on your calculator. There's a fraction key on your calculator. It gives you -4/5. Then I have to add 4/5 to each side. And you can do this also on your calculator. That's going to be, I'm going to put it as a decimal. It's going to be 4.8. So my final equation is going to be y equals 2/5 x plus 4.8. All right, I think one example is not enough, so let's try another one with perpendicular. So let's do this one here. This is our x, this is our y. We want it not parallel, we want it perpendicular. Perpendicular. So, first of all, we look at the slope, -1/2. I want to flip that. So now our new slope is 2/1, or just 2. This is negative, so this becomes positive. So since it's perpendicular, we're not using this anymore, we're using this slope. So I start off with y equals mx plus b again. I plug in the y, which is -1. I plug in the slope, which is 2. Plug in the x, which is -4, and plus b. Multiply these two together. 2 times -4 is -8. So I have -1 equals -8 plus b. And I have to add 8 to both sides. When I do that, I have b is equal to -1 plus 8, which is 7. So now my new equation is going to be y equals 2x plus 7. Okay, so I know now we finished. I just did 5 problems, 3 parallel, 2 perpendicular problems. You will have to do that on tomorrow's quiz. Another thing you have to do on tomorrow's quiz is you also have to do Learning Target 4, just remember, which is find out if 2 equations are parallel, perpendicular, or neither. So remember, you have y equals 2x plus 1, y equals 2x minus 5. Those would be parallel. because they have the same slope. If you have y equals 1/2 x plus 7, y equals negative 2x plus 5, 1/2 and negative 2 are opposite reciprocals. They're going to be perpendicular. And anything else would be neither. So just a recap review. So hopefully you understand. If you have questions, please ask Mr. Fischel, because we have a big quiz coming up tomorrow. Thanks, and go Big Reds.